The plan for you moving forward, you've come from a background where you did the London office, you create this fantastic culture in an office. Now you're trying to create a culture and expand the culture remotely.
Yeah.
What's the plan moving forward? Do you ever think Highgate might have an office come back, or do you always sort of think, do you know what, we're going to continue the road we're going?
Do you know, I would never say never, but where we are right now is everyone that works at Highgate, they all work there willingly, which is nice. They're not working in a remote role where they go, oh God, I've got to work in a remote role. So and they did it out of choice because they see it as value add. They didn't see it as something that was going to be challenging for them. So I think we like to do things that are slightly different. We're always thinking, what else can we do? What can we do differently? Like you, we implemented lots of new systems and applications that enabled us to be able to work in that remote environment better at the beginning of the year. And we also do things like, we do little get-togethers, because just because we're remote workers doesn't mean we don't like people. It doesn't mean that we don't want to actually meet people and go out and do stuff. So we do quarterly events. So we'll do like an office day in one quarter. So we do 4 big events a year. The first one is a big office day where we get everyone together and some partners, and it's just a bit of a fun day. And we'll have 2 of them staggered 6 months apart. We'll do a trip abroad where we'll just take everyone away, and we'll do a Christmas party as well.
Unemployment rate is sort of currently, it's still at its lowest for 48 years. Yet vacancies continue to grow in the IT channel. It's still very, very popular market to come in, and also serious challenges about trying to get people into our industry. Salaries are increasing, so it's really difficult to compete in this market. Apart from you're doing the 4-day week, which is going to be attractive, what other things are you sort of doing to attract candidates if and when you are hiring to Highgate?
So at the moment, we're only recruiting for our own network. We haven't gone out to a partner. We haven't said these are the roles we need to fill. When you think about an organization, you know so many people know people who know people, and you've worked with someone before in the past. So right now, when we are recruiting, we're not having to really go out there to the masses. We're just putting word out there that this is what we're looking for, or people are knocking on our door. I think it's from our side of things, what we've tried to do is we try to create as much as we possibly can to enhance that employee experience. And I don't know if it sounds cheesy actually, but we've built everything so much around enhancing that employee experience, making it a place where people want to work, not just where they kind of settle for working there. It's all about putting the employee at the middle, and little things like, I'll give you an example. I think people that are in operational roles don't always get the earning potential, for example, as someone in sales. It's a common theme. But sometimes you also find that they are they're a bit introverted about asking for more money as well, and how they go about doing that. So a lot of them, as a result, have never really progressed financially because they don't necessarily go out and ask. They're almost hoping that they'll get it through all of their hard work and commitment, but not necessarily getting it. So what we put in place very quickly was, on the 12-month anniversary of any operational person, that they will get an automatic salary review. It's just done. Good. It's just automatic. Because if I can tell people that that's the case, at the end of each 12 months, we're going to sit there and we're going to have a talk about what your time's been like with us and how things are going for you. And at the end of it, we'll award you with a salary review. And
could the salary go down? You haven't done a good job. It's going down.
I'd hope not. Well, we put it in place, and we've not got to that first phase of 12 months yet. So I'll tell you in a little while. But yeah, no, the idea is for it to go up for sure.
Good. Bob, a bit of a political question for you now. How do you think the current headwinds in the economy are going to impact your business and the channel in 2023? What's your view?
I think it's going to get tough. We're definitely going to see, or potentially see, some tough times. I think how we protect ourselves as a business is important. The things that we do now could give us a layer of protection as such, making sure that we've done as much as we can to have good infrastructure in place to allow us to adapt to whatever the economy does. But I don't know. We've got good people, Mark. That's all that we've tried to do. We've tried to create the environment where they've got everything that they possibly need, put them in a position of power, make them feel like this is the best possible role for them. That anything that they could possibly want in this role, we have given, and then our confidence and everything has to come from the fact that they will do the best possible job that they can. Because what else can you do? We can't control the economy. We can't control the environment and what's going to happen in the wider world. But what we do have some control over is making sure that we've done everything we can to give them the tools that they need to be successful in it, and an environment that they feel like they want to remain a part of, not give them a reason to feel like they want to go out there and leave and find themselves a better deal somewhere. And that then is everything that we as an employer can do. We can't do any more. Do everything we can in that sense, and then leave it down to them that they're going to go out and do the best possible job they can, given whatever the climate's going to look like.
Great answer. My last question for you, Bob. You mentioned about ambition. You mentioned about you had that personal ambition. You thought, I want to be a sales director by 40. What's your ambitions now? What's the next thing for Bob Sahota in 2023?
We don't look too much towards growth, as in we don't set huge growth goals and targets. We don't put thumbs on seats for the sake of trying to get to a revenue number. We're actually building it the other way around. We're just saying, let's just do everything that we consider to be the right building blocks. Let's do all of the right things. And the growth, hopefully, if we've done all the right things, happens naturally, progressively, as a result of having done that. So where we're going to go and grow, I don't know. I think we're doing a lot of the right things. I feel like we are. You have to trust your intuition on a lot of these things. And no one knows, because there's no guidebook on this. There's no one out there telling me, if you do this, this will happen. It's a case of we have to do what we think is right and just hope that works. So for us, and me personally, I've committed to Stuart for a long time. I told him, I said, look, you got me for as long as you want me. I'm here to basically take Highgate to wherever it can go. We'll do whatever we can, but who knows what the future holds. I think for me, it's all about coming in. I love taking things a day at a time. I try not to look too far ahead. Come in, see what we can do. What can we do that day to improve our lives? What can we do to help someone that day? What can you do to be of service to others? What can you do to help them in some way? And if you just keep attacking each day in that way, it's the cumulative effect. Eventually you're going to end up in a good place. Or we'd hope.
Okay. Bob, you've been a great guest. Thanks very much for your time.
Thank you, Mark.